Hello everyone and welcome to Victoria's Action Figure Cantina. Today we're having a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Series Captain America Civil War Captain America 3 3/4 inch scale figure along with motorcycle. So I think this is going to be pretty cool. I don't own any 3 3/4 inch scale Marvel Legends figures, and they don't do Marvel Legends for the characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So we're finally getting a version of Captain America from the film in super articulated form. I know that Hasbro does a basic 5-point of articulation style figures that are kind of similar to their counterparts in the film, but not really. So it's really cool to see them try their hand at something that's super articulated and comes with a pretty nice looking accessory. So the box, as you can see, pretty interesting shape. I like it quite a bit. Looks a little bit like the 6-inch scale Marvel Legends figures. It's basically black. You get a background behind the figure inside, and you can see what you're getting very clearly. Side of the box shows you a glimpse of the Cap figure on top of his bike. Opposite side is the exact same thing. And at the back, we get another look at the figure on top of the motorcycle. And it says Marvel Captain America Civil War. With his shield armed and ready, Captain America zooms into the action on his motorcycle. So, of course, we've seen Cap on his motorcycle in previous films. So it kind of sounds to me like he's probably going to utilize it once again in Civil War, which is pretty cool. You got to look at some other of the Legends figures here that are also 3 3/4 inch scale. So I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the box, and then when we come back, we will take a closer look and see what this figure is like. All right, you guys, so now I have the items removed from the packaging. So let's go ahead and take a look at Cap first, and then we'll take a look at the other accessories that he comes packed with. So the figure itself looks very nice. I think aesthetically, it's got a very nice physique. Proportions look quite good. Likeness to Cap from the films, it's okay. They don't tend to do a great job with Cap in the 6-inch line, so I don't really expect anything magnificent with the 3 3/4 inch line, but I mean, it looks pretty good. Coloring on the costume is very nice. It's a very deep shade of blue and a deep shade of red, and he's got some white and brown. I think all in all, it looks very, very nice. As you can see, his arms kind of are a little bit far from his body, which is kind of a little bit unsightly. I mean, I know why it is. It's articulated at the shoulders, but yeah, so you can expect that to happen. There's also a little hole in his back where you're going to plug in his shield, which also attaches to his bike, and we'll look at those accessories in just a moment. But first, let me give you a close-up here of Cap's head, and they did a good job with it, I think, overall. Like I was saying, the likenesses on these Captain America figures are never like all that great, and of course, he's got the mask on, so it isn't going to look exactly like him anyway. But I think it looks decent. It's definitely passable, and it's painted pretty nicely. You can see he's got some pretty piercing blue eyes. I mean, obviously it does look like a toy, but it does look better than what Hasbro offers a lot of the time these days, so that's pretty cool. Facial features look good. He's got the A there on his cap. No pun intended. And then the little strap right here that goes underneath his chin. Rest of the outfit, he's got the star-spangled look to him. He's got an embossed star there, which looks very nice. I really like the texturing on his costume. Just the armored bit looks really good in here. Coloration, again, looks fantastic. He's got his gloves on. He's got his belt and harness up here to attach to the shield, and then his pants also look very nice, dark blue combat pants with red stripes, and his boots also look very nice. So all in all, this is pretty much as good as I would expect for something like this, so I'm very pleased with it aesthetically. Even the bottom of his shoes have details on them, which is very, very cool. In the way of articulation, Cap has a ball joint here at the head. Goes side to side quite well, but doesn't really do much in terms of upward or downward movement at all. He's got ball joints at both of his shoulders, and they move out very, very nicely. No restriction whatsoever. You get ball hinging at both of the elbows. You get a swivel here at the waist. Ball hinging at both of the hips, which is very, very nice. You get double bends at both of the knees. Yes, double bends. And then you got ball hinging at both of the ankles along with a rocker pivot. So all in all, this is very nicely articulated. I'm really pleased to have a 3 3/4 inch scale Cap from the film in super articulated form. So you also get Cap's shield, and it looks very nice. It's colored very nicely. Looks great. And here at the back, you can see there's this little clip that moves. So you position it like that to attach to the bike, and then you position it like that to plug it into Cap's back. So you'll see the hole right there. Simply plug it in just like that. And it doesn't go in like all that much, but that's basically what you do. There we go. Well, kind of. Doesn't go in all that much. It sticks out quite a bit. But, oh man, his leg fell off. Oh well, I guess that's what happens when you get ball jointed hips. There we go. The plug is right back in. Yeah, I wish this went back into his back a little bit better, but that's about as much as you can get it. But I guess it's sufficient. At least he can carry it like that, which I think is pretty neat. The shield can also be attached here to his wrist. Now, it isn't the best fit. I will say that, it's cool that you can get it on there, but it does tend to fall off if you move the figure around. So, as you can see, it's on there right now, and, looks pretty decent. But if you move the figure too much, or, you just kind of like bump it the wrong way, it's going to fall off just like that. So, but it is cool that it does that. It's cool that it fits on the back of his back as well. So, at least you have options when it comes to this accessory. So the bike itself, I think it looks decent. To me, it does look like a toy. I don't think you're going to play this off as a high-end collectible, but it looks good. You can't really expect much more than this, not at the $20 price point. I think it looks pretty decent. I don't know about that light there. It's kind of like a light blue color, but the rest of it looks pretty good. You can see it's got the shocks in there, and yeah. All the details you would get with the motorcycle are there. The tires are just hard plastic. They're not rubbery or anything. You can see that this side does have a few screw holes. They're not that noticeable. It's not a huge deal, but obviously it'd be better without the screw holes. I think they did a pretty nice job with this bike. And it does have a kickstand right there. So if you're not using it, you just push it back. But you need to have it out so that you can just situate the bike like that. You can also steer the steering wheel. You can turn it like that, and that's pretty nice. At least it has one point of articulation, other than the kickstand, of course. Now, the aesthetic once you get him on the bike is really nice. These double bends at the knees really help with being able to get him positioned on there, as does the ankle articulation, of course, and having the ankle pivots. I think that this looks really, really cool. Yeah, his arms are kind of out at an awkward angle simply because he doesn't have cuts at the wrists, which would have greatly benefited him. But for what it is, I think that he's pretty adequately articulated. He definitely has it where it counts, and he does look very nice on the bike. It's not a perfect aesthetic, but it does look quite good. And I did mention that you could plug in his shield to the bike, and you can do that right there. You just take the clip side of the shield and just kind of push it on like that. It's a little bit high in my opinion. I do kind of wish that it was situated a little bit lower, but it is what it is. I guess you can't expect perfection with something like this, but I do think that the shield is way too high there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. This is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, 3 3/4 inch scale, super articulated Captain America figure with his motorcycle. Oh no, I think this is a pretty well-rounded package when you consider the price point, $20. I picked this up from Toys R Us. The figure itself is pretty nice. I think that it's sculpted quite nicely. It's painted very nicely. Articulation is very nice. It's imperfect. Yeah, they try to do a super articulated figure, which is great. I'm happy about that. But they could have at least given him swivels at the wrists, which would have helped with posing him on the bike. The shield accessory is nice. I really like how you can plug it into his back, even though it doesn't really work that well because it doesn't go in very far. And then being able to plug it onto his wrist and onto his bike is very cool as well. The motorcycle itself is okay. It certainly looks like a toy, but it gets the job done. It looks decent enough. It's nice that it has a little kickstand. It's pretty cool that you can move the handlebars and, kind of steer it, though it doesn't really serve any purpose when the figure is on it, of course. All in all, though, I think that it's a pretty solid set, and for what you're paying, I really think that it is a good deal and totally worth it. If you're a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe or the Captain America films, then I think this is a pretty nice set. It's nice to get something like this on the eve of Captain America Civil War being released. And I think that if you appreciate super articulated 3 3/4 inch scale Marvel figures and something like this that comes with a pretty sweet bike, you're probably going to dig it quite a bit. So I do recommend it to you. Alright my friends, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then I do encourage you to please like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this Captain America figure and his motorcycle, whether or not it's something you would add to your own collection. Be sure and follow me on Facebook and Twitter for the latest news and updates, and as always, I want to thank you for watching Victoria's Cantina. Till next time my friends, bye bye.